Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, on Max Talks Movies. We're going to break down episode 12, The Outpost of season 2 of Star Wars The Bad Batch on Disney Plus. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell. I do these breakdowns every single Thursday. Also do Mandalorian reviews, other TV show reviews, movie reviews, box office breakdown shows, and a movie ranking. So please subscribe, ring the bell if you're new to the channel. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on The Bad Batch up to this point? What do you want to see in the final 4 episodes? Do you want to see more Crosshair moving forward here in The Bad Batch? And please like the video, guys, the thumbs up button. So as I said, this is only the second Crosshair episode of the entire season so far. We got, in my opinion, the best episode of the entire series very early in the episode, which was episode 3, which is kind of crazy that it was all the way back on January 11th. So we have not seen Crosshair in 2 months. I think that's kind of the week-to-week problem with the Bad Batch, that it really should not be week to week. But that was about the solitary clone episode with Crosshair and Cody. Now this episode is a great episode again. I think by the way, these 2 Crosshair episodes are, for me, by far away the best episodes of the entire show by a lot. It's nothing to knock on the actual Bad Batch themselves. They're very entertaining characters. In Omega, but this is just so much more fascinating. The mythology is really good in all of this, and I think the messages are also really good. So this episode, Crosshair is basically on this mission, which is a really bad mission. We see the opening, this colonel, who's Lieutenant Nolan, who's voiced by Crispin Freeman. He basically is just getting rid of all these clones. And it was a great opening scene where some of these clones are like, I don't want to force retirement. What do you want us to do? This is what we're bred to do. And you can kind of see the clones, again, slowly but surely getting moved out of the Empire. And then this lieutenant tells Crosshair, first of all, his helmet's off, so he needs to put his helmet right back on. And he goes on this mission to this nobody outpost, just trying to just protect something that they don't even know what they're protecting. This is where we meet Mayday, who's kind of the main clone that we are with this episode. Mayday's been running this place, and he keeps requesting things from the Empire, and they're not really giving it to him. He's being blamed for all of his clones' brothers for being killed while on this mission. And we had a great back and forth between Lieutenant Nolan and Mayday. We're talking about each other, and Mayday, like, I'm a commander. You got to call me by commander. And he says, you're a lieutenant. He says, what type of missions have you ever just led people into war or anything like that? And obviously, Lieutenant didn't say anything. And May's like, that's right. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. I love that scene. And I again, the back and forths are very real in the show. The clones actually might have a lot more experience than some of the people who are even giving them orders. And not just are they being, disrespected, but they're being forced out of their jobs, which is kind of ending their lives, because they were bred to fight other people and be in wars. And obviously, it's not the situation. Crosshair kind of opens up a bit by even telling him his name. And then more of Mayday's people get killed in this episode, and the lieutenant wants Crosshair and Mayday to find whatever these pirates or whoever's coming after them, to stop them and figure out where they are. So Crosshair and Mayday go on a mission in this episode, and there's a really good back and forth. And Crosshair, when the Batch are brought up, because he says, what group were you with? He said, I was like Clone Force 99, and he said they're gone. And Mayday calls them survivors, which I thought was actually very interesting, because while Crosshair definitely is a survivor, he doesn't want that's not how he wants to look at himself. He needs a mission. He needs motivation in order to do something. He doesn't just want to survive. He wants a mission, a directive on what to do from someone. And this one, Mayday always brings up in this episode, he kept saying that, we were good soldiers, we followed orders, and this is what they're doing to us for doing it. And I think this season, they're really building up to Crosshair, I think, going back in the other direction. Maybe not being this good guy with the Bad Batch, but at least not really working for the Empire anymore and creating his own path for himself. So Crosshair may have this great back and forth. They stop on one of those like mines, and Mayday helps him out with a really funny scene where Mayday's like fixes it up. He steps far away, And Crotch is like, is this going to work? He's like, I think it's going to work. But I'm just going to step aside, step far away just in case it doesn't. And Crotch is like, why would you do that? And Mayday's like, it's smart. And it was smart. Even if it goes wrong, you know, Mayday would be okay in that situation. But they get into a bit of a fight, and not them, they fight other people. And Mayday looks like he's pretty much dead. He's like 90% dead, and this is where Crosshair kind of drags him through all this cold. And he really saves his life, we thought. They drop off right in front of the lieutenant, and the lieutenant's just pissed off with both of them. And then Crosshair sees that Mayday is dying, and he's like, we need a medic. Someone come over here. And the lieutenant's like, no, we're not going to do that. And then Mayday dies. A really dark ending to this episode. Mayday dies at the end of this episode. And this is where Crosshair is basically like, you could have saved him. I mean, you easily could have saved him, and now he's dead. So I think this whole episode, first of all, Crosshair is by far away the best part of this entire show. It's not even close. The 2 episodes that he was in this season have been well above the rest of the season so far. I do think if they're going to continue with the Bad Batch into season 3 and maybe even 4, I think they need to make Crosshair a point of emphasis, as he is the perfect lens in this show of seeing the transition from clones to stormtroopers. He's a guy who wants to follow orders, wants directive from the Empire, but the people around him just don't care about him at all. And don't care about his friends either. And I think Crosshair learned a rough lesson where he finally found someone in Mayday who was very similar to him. Both wanted to follow orders, both wanted to do what they were told. And time kind of ran out for them. And Mayday gets killed, he gets no help. And I think Crosshair and the Mayday relationship was so crucial because Mayday was so similar to Crosshair. And I think the two of them had a great bond in this episode. And I think this is going to set up for a big time the next 4 episodes for Crosshair moving forward. Again, he is so good. This was such a great episode of Star Wars The Bad Batch. The exact type of episodes that this show just desperately needs more of. I think a lot of this show sometimes does fall into filler type territory. But his 2 episodes, I really do think, as well as episodes 7 and 8, show what the greatness of this type of show can be. So episodes 3, episodes 7 and 8, and episode 12 have been really stellar episodes of The Bad Batch that I think do need to be watched by a lot of more people. But that's my thoughts on episode 12 of The Bad Batch. We have 4 more episodes to go. What do you want to see in the final 4 episodes of The Bad Batch? Like the video, subscribe, ring the bell, comment down below. More videos coming here on the channel the next week. Tonight, you'll get my review of Scream 6. Monday, you'll get my Last of Us season finale review on Monday. Tuesday, you'll get my box office breakdown show. Wednesday, you'll get my episode 3 review of The Mandalorian. And then back here on Thursday with another episode 13 breakdown of Star Wars The Bad Batch. Thanks for guys for checking this out. I'll see you guys very, very soon.